Here's my teaching visual aid, everyone. I want to talk about this as well. Jen just mentioned it. But first of all, I've got to say, why is it us who has to come out in the streets of our Cornish towns in the rain to save our public services? We have MPs elected to do exactly that. Now, I don't care what posters Cheryl Murray puts up in her window. They know that every time there's a cut, whether it be in education or health or in any of the other things, local government funding, that is going to denude our economy again. That is going to affect our people again. Our people are going to be worse off. There's going to be more of them on the streets and more of them homeless, more of them jobless. They know this, but they vote for it every single time. It's entirely lip service. We have elected representatives who will not represent anyone except their own party and their own party's interests.
Shame.
Now we know that you need fair funding in Cornwall, and of course we deserve fair funding in Cornwall. It's ridiculous. The Conservatives have come up with a scheme which they claim will redress the funding imbalances and then cap it so it doesn't, and it cannot. This is an example of Conservative policies in action. This is a shambles of a government, and they're in charge of our future and our children's future and our hope. And we've got to seize this back. This is also what we're defending here on the streets. Well, I was a nightmare at school. I was a nightmare pupil, and I came out with nothing. I didn't argue with the teachers. I just didn't pay any attention. I was one of the children who sit and stare out of the window at the sky. That was how I spent my school years. Came out with nothing. But I was very fortunate because in my late 20s I realised what it was I wanted to do in my life, and I went off to art college and I got a degree, and then I worked in that industry, and eventually I went to Falmouth Art College and I took an MA. All this was funded.
Yeah.
I paid no fees for any of that, and I was also given a grant to live on. And as I went through this process, all these doors slammed shut behind me. Now I want to talk about what Labour will do for education. This is an idea that none of us understand the implications of. We are not thinking about this. This is the NHS for our minds and our lives. This will transform life in this country. The National Education Service means we can retrain through our lives. We find out what it is we want to do. When our job is taken away by a machine, when we want to retire and do something else, when that glorious day comes back, we can actually do that under Labour and have leisure. We need an education service worthy of the name. We need an education service that does not drive out our teachers, our dedicated teachers, who find they just cannot do this job anymore. It's been ruined around them. We need our schools to come back from being privatised academies under democratic control and democratic accountability. And none of this will happen, no matter how much we come out on the streets, until we have the Labour government we are deserving and we are going to get soon.